Call this regular meeting of council to order at 7:04 p.m. on May the 8th, 2023. I would like to recognize that we're in the traditional land, Treaty 5 land, traditional land of Niches Basic Cree Nation and homeland to the Métis, and that we're all treaty people. Thank you. May I have an approval of the agenda? Deputy Mayor Valentino, Councillor Coburn, all in favor? Carried, thank you. I would like to acknowledge that Councillor McIver is out of town this week, and we have regrets from Councillor Lundmark. Next, presentations, delegation. Is there anybody registered tonight?
No, there's not.
Okay, thank you. Next, we'll go to community comments and feedback. Second time, community comments, feedback. Third and final time, community comments and feedback. Thank you. Seeing none, we'll go through the adoption of minutes. 6.1 is the regular meeting of council, March 27th, 2023. Resolution 2023-052, moved by Councillor Colburn, second by Councillor Chong. Be it resolved that the minutes of the regular meeting of council held in council chambers, City Hall, Thompson, Manitoba, on Monday, March 27th, 2023, be adopted as circulated. Administration?
Yes, further.
Any questions for council? Comments?
No further.
Seeing none? Call for the question. All those in favor? Carried. Six point two is adoption minutes for special regular meeting of council, April 17th, 2023. Resolution 2023-053, moved by Councillor Chong, second by Councillor Colbert. Be it resolved that the minutes of the special regular meeting of council held in council chambers, City Hall, Thompson, Manitoba, on Monday, April 17th, 2023, be adopted as circulated. Administration?
Nothing further.
Council, comments, questions? Seeing none, call for the question. All those in favor? 6.3 is adoption of minutes for committee of the whole, April 17th, 2023. Resolution 2023-054, moved by Councillor Colburn, seconded by Councillor Oberdorfer. Be it resolved that the minutes of the committee of the whole meeting of council held in council chambers, City Hall, Thompson, Manitoba, on Monday, April 17th, 2023, be adopted as circulated. Administration?
Nothing further.
Comments from council? Seeing none, call for the question. All those in favor? Carried. Six point four is adoption minutes for regular meeting of council, April 24th, 2023. Resolution 2023-055, moved by Councillor Chong, seconded by Councillor Oberdorfer. Be it resolved that the minutes of the regular meeting of council held in council chamber, City Hall, Thompson, Manitoba, on Monday, April 24th, 2023, be adopted as circulated. Administration?
Nothing further.
Comments from council? Seeing none, call for the question. All those in favor? Thank you. Adoption of minutes for committee of the whole, May 1st, 2023. Resolution 2023-056, moved by Councillor Oberdorfer, seconded by Councillor Chong. Here resolved that minutes of the committee of the whole meeting of council held in council chamber, City Hall, Thompson, Manitoba, on Monday, May 1st, 2023, be adopted as circulated. Administration?
Nothing further.
Council comments? Seeing none, call for the all those in favor? Carried. Next, we're going to number 7, resolutions. Resolution 7.1 is a resolution declaring National Indigenous Peoples' Day a special event in the city of Thompson. Resolution 2023-057, moved by Councillor Oberdorfer, seconded by Deputy Mayor Valentino. Whereas National Indigenous Peoples' Day Planning Committee is organizing the 2023 National Indigenous Day, which will be held on June 15, 2023 in McLean Park. And whereas the National Indigenous Peoples' Day Planning Committee has requested that National Indigenous Peoples' Day is declared a special event and that the city waive the special event license for this event. Now therefore be it resolved that council waive the special event license at a cost of not to exceed $516 and declare National Indigenous Peoples' Day a special event in the city of Thompson. Administration?
It's just a yearly thing, yearly event that takes place in the community. The yearly thing I get that takes place in the community that they always request the same thing, and the fees have always been waived.
Thank you. Councillor Oberdorfer is the mover.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Yeah, I'll be supporting this resolution, and as I previously stated, I think if we're not going to have special event fees for Canada Day, but National Indigenous Peoples' Day should also not have any special event fees.
Thank you. Deputy Mayor Valentino.
Thank you very much. I agree with Councilor Oberdorfer, and I think we should go one step further and just say that this is an annual day in Thompson, and they shouldn't have to come forward with this resolution. It would also be a good step in our journey to reconciliation, just to have this identified once and for all, instead of every year it being a yearly housekeeping resolution.
Thank you. Any other comments? Seeing none, I am definitely in support of fellow councillors' recommendations. So by a show of hands, all those in favor? Carried. Seven point two is a resolution to approve the waiving of fees to the Mary Fensky boardroom requested by the Nickel Days. Resolution 2023-058, moved by Deputy Mayor Valentino, seconded by Councillor Chong. Whereas the Nickel Days Committee requested the city of Thompson waive 50% of the fees associated with the rental of Mary Fensky boardroom to host their Nickel Days board meetings. And whereas as council at the committee of the whole meeting reviewed the request and recommends that the request be granted. Now therefore be it resolved that council waive 50% of the fees associated with the rental of the Mary Fensky boardroom for the Nickel Days Committee to host their meetings at a cost not to exceed $679.45. Administration?
We do have an agreement currently with the Nickel Days Committee. However, it is our portion of the rental and we have those fees prior to the event. It's not included.
Thank you. Deputy Mayor Valentino is the mover.
Thanks very much. Yeah, I'm gonna be supporting this. We discussed it last week at committee of the whole, but I'd like us to, as a council, review the agreement. I know that the venture for the Gordon Beard parking lot, that is a partnership with them, I think is coming off the books. So I think it would be great to revisit the agreement and maybe revisit any future projects, especially if we're gonna have the pool tender awarded, hopefully, then we would have to have a discussion about the location of Nickel Days. So maybe we should be proactive and have them join us at a committee of the whole meeting or whatever kind of a meeting and have a discussion with them moving forward. But I'm obviously supporting this. Thanks.
Thank you. Any other council comments? Thank you. I too agree that we had a great relationship and collaboration with the parking lot and that for the Nickel Day setup. And I agree moving forward that we should look at projects. For the question, all those in favor? Carried. Seven point three is a resolution to approve the waiving of the CA Nesbitt fees for the annual Knights of Columbus event. Resolution 2023-059, moved by Councillor Colburn, seconded by Councillor Chong. Whereas the Knights of Columbus have requested the city of Thompson waive the CA Nesbitt facility rental fees for the annual Knights of Columbus indoor games held May 12, 2023. And whereas the council at the committee of the whole reviewed the request and are in support of the 50% reduction in the track and field event meets the criteria set out in the waiving of fees policy. Now therefore be it resolved that council waive 50% of the fees associated with CA Nesbitt facility rental fees for the annual Knights of Columbus indoor games at a cost not to exceed $719.06. Councillor Colburn as the mover.
Good event, pretty good. I'm okay with it.
Thank you. Any other comment? Deputy Mayor Valentino?
Thanks, Mayor Smith. I just want to make sure that we've reached out to RCMP and CSOs to do more frequent walkthroughs, because this is the first Knights of Columbus for a few years now, and it's going to be jam-packed crazy in there, go Westwood. But I mean, I think it's important that we have a little bit extra presence that day and evening for sure, if we could.
You see, it's also actually scheduled for that.
Great, thank you.
Okay. See no more comments, call for the question, all those in favor? Carried. 7.4 is a resolution to approve the request to support the upcoming RCMP 150 Community Block Party. Resolution 2023-060, moved by Deputy Mayor Valentino, seconded by Councillor Wong. Yes. Whereas the RCMP across Canada will be celebrating 150 years of policing in Canada, and members are planning community events to celebrate. And whereas the Thompson RCMP detachment will be hosting a community block party on July 6, 2023 from 1 p.m. to 4 p.m. that will take place on Selkirk Avenue in front of the RCMP detachment. And whereas the Thompson RCMP have requested that the city donate the CA Nesbitt Arena in the event of inclement weather during the day of the event. Now therefore be it resolved that council donate the use of CA Nesbitt Arena to the Thompson RCMP in the event of inclement weather. Administration.
This is the first time event, obviously, it's the 150 celebration of policing in Canada. They are hopefully anticipating good weather, that this event can take place outside. But again, if it does rain, we'd like to have an alternate place.
Thank you. Deputy Mayor Valentino, as the mover.
Thanks, Mayor Smith. I mean, I'm obviously supporting this. I think this is great, and it would be great for us to reach back to Lockwood to volunteer for it. I mean, we have to support our Thompson RCMP, whatever way it's the tough gig they got going here. So I hope it's a sunny day also, but definitely I would support this. So thanks.
Thank you. Any other councillors, comments? Thank you. I do agree that this will be a great event. Call for the question. All those in favor? Carried. 7.5 is a resolution authorizing administration to apply for the arts, culture, and sport in community grant program for the racquetball. Resolution 2023-061, moved by Deputy Mayor Valentino, seconded by Councillor Wong. Whereas the Thompson City Council desires to complete the development of a racquetball court at the Thompson Regional Community Center. Now therefore be it resolved that council authorize the administration to apply for funding through the Arts, Culture, and Sport and Community Large Capital Grants Fund in support of a new racquetball court by the TRCC. And be it further resolved that the city of Thompson recognizes the full financial implications from the development of the proposal under ACSC's grant program and acknowledges that the government will not be responsible for any further financial assistance other than the grant applied for. Administration.
We've been reviewing, putting in a racquetball court, into the space off of the gym, for quite some time. We did recognize that there was potential for additional storage space, on the top half, I guess, of the space. If we're not able to do that, the space itself will have to be kept as storage because we need that extra space to be able to store some of our additional items. This is a grant, it covers 50%, so it'd be about $122,000. We can still continue to look for additional, grants to assist with this. I guess we're just looking for like division to.
Thank you, and I'm under the understanding we already have a grant with that project.
Currently, yes, we were successful with the Thompson Community Foundation for $43,000.
Thank you. Deputy Mayor Valentino?
Thanks, Mayor Smith. We had a good discussion about this at committee of the whole. Wasn't in chat, was committee of the whole. With some good different ideas that maybe could go along with this project. But this is just the kind of housekeeping next step to apply for a grant. Doesn't necessarily mean we would go ahead with this project or any other project in that room, but this just is the next step to see if we can get the grant and then look at a project if we do get successful or decide not to proceed. So I'll support it in the next step. Thanks.
Thank you. Any other comments? Councilor Colbert?
Isn't this with the valet, $500,000 a year, $125,000? Would this project qualify for that?
Okay.
Yeah, potentially Valet has another community fund that we could apply to. Whereas the director said, we're still gonna pursue other grants, so there's a number of others. But right now it's just the housekeeping of passing this one to apply for this particular grant.
Thank you.
Anyone else? Being none, call for the question, who is in support? Carried. Seven point six is a resolution to approve the valet gift agreement. Resolution 2023-062, moved by Councilor Oberdorfer, seconded by Deputy Mayor Valentino. Be it resolved that council authorize administration to enter into a gift agreement between Valet Canada Limited and the City of Thompson for a 3-year period, May 1st, 2023 to June 30th, 2025. Administration.
This is the second time this grant has been offered to us through Valet. We did have one previous event that just ended in 2022. So it's similar to the agreement itself is similar. We just went into some housekeeping kind of clean up a few things in there. And it will allow us to put on additional activities, arts and culture, as well as handmade. Sometimes when people are scheduling, it's not.
Thank you. Councilor Oberdorfer is a mover. Do you have any comments?
Thank you, Madam Mayor. I'll be supporting this resolution. I think it's a great partnership and definitely great to support arts and culture in our community. So I'm glad to see that Valet is partnering to help us host some of those events.
Thank you. Any other comments? Okay, seeing none. Call for the question. All those in favor? Carried. Seven point seven is a resolution to approve the land transfer for Lot 8, Block 2, Plan 34932 to Lori Lambert.
Councilors may have to refresh their browser as items bounced around accidentally.
So I thought you skipped one for the transfer name and. Okay, good enough, thank you, sorry.
And
It's item 6.7, yeah.
sorry. Resolution number 2023-063, moved by Councilor Colburn, seconded by Councilor Chong. Be resolved the council approve the transfer of land legally described as follows. The City of Thompson is registered owner, subject to such entries recorded herein in the following described land. at Thompson and being lot 8, block 2, plan 34932 PLPO, except all mines, minerals, and other reservations as contained in the Crown Lands Act to Lori Landers. Administration?
Yeah, so this is the second last of the 2 lots. It was part of the development plan and land sale agreement from 2012, I believe it was. So all the fees have been paid. They are now just looking to do the land transfer. So the title transfer. And the request was that instead of it going to the business company, the development agreement with Leo's, this was going to go to the Lori Landers instead.
Thank you. Councillor Colburn, as the mover, do you have any comments?
I'm okay with this.
Any other councillors comments? Seeing none, call for the question, all those in favor? Very good, thank you. Seven point eight is a resolution to approve the land transfer from lot 9, block 2, plan 34932 PLPO, Leo's Home Decorating. Resolution 2023-064, moved by Deputy Mayor Valentino, seconded by Councillor Colbert. Be it resolved that council approve the transfer of land legally described as follows. The city of Thompson is registered owner, subject to such entries recorded hereon in the following described land. At the Thompson and being lot 9, block 2, plan 34932 PLPO, except all mines, minerals, and other reservations as contained in the Crown Lands Act to Leo's Home Decorating. Administration?
So this is the last lot of that development agreement. So basically everything I said last time, it's the same thing, except it's going to Leo's Home Decorating.
Thank you, Deputy Mayor Malavino.
I'm fine with this, thank you, Mayor Smith.
Any comments from council? Call for the question, all those in favor? Carried, thank you. Seven point nine is a resolution authorizing administration to request provincial approval for an extension to the financial plan deadline. Resolution 2023-065, moved by Deputy Mayor Valentino, seconded by Councillor Colburn. Whereas subsection 162(1) of the Municipal Act requires council to adopt a financial plan for each year. And whereas as subsection 162(4) requires a signed copy of the plan to be filed with the minister by May 15th of that year in a form approved by the minister. And whereas section 304 requires municipality to pass a tax levy bylaw by May 15th and file a copy with the minister by June 15th. And whereas due to a shortage of staff in the finance department, the timelines will not be able to be met. Now therefore be it resolved that council authorize administration to submit a letter to the Minister of Municipal Relations requesting an extension of the deadline to submit the final plan from May 15th to June 30th, 2023. And be it further resolved that council authorize administration to move the tax due date to October 31st, 2023 when preparing the 2023 levy bylaw. Administration?
Thank you, Your Worship. Basically, we did review with council last week the impact of the vacancy in the finance department and the job which I currently hold. And I've been working diligently to get everything updated for our 2022 year end and proceeding from there. I did have conversations with this and the provincial assessment branch. And none of these changes will severely impact their abilities to get our tax statements out of the plan. The other impact of this will be that our annual audit will not be completed in June, but will be done in September of this year.
Thank you. Deputy Mayor Valentino, what's the mover?
Thank you, Mayor Smith. I'm gonna be supporting this, and I think we have to do our due diligence. We have to have integrity when we work within our finances as a council. And I appreciate our CFO and your finance department with the background information and discussion that you have had with council to help us understand this. This is a process to follow. I think communication will be key to our taxpayers, that we need to really ensure everybody's aware of where we're at and how the date for taxes will be different this year. But I think that not only do we have a shortage of staff in the finance department, we have some new leadership in some of our departments. We also have a new council, so I think that it's definitely the right thing to do, and I look forward to getting through it all and getting through to the budget process. So I'll be supporting this. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other council members? Councilor Coleman.
Thank you, Mayor. What happens if we get refused?
Pardon, sir?
What happens if we get refused?
I can answer that.
Yeah.
So yes, the minister's already aware this is coming. I don't anticipate there'd be any refusal. It happens regularly as a matter of course of business throughout the province, so this is the manner that we take so that they would approve it.
Thank you.
Councilor Wong.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. I personally, I don't like the extension, but it is what it is. The couple of questions I'd like to ask, because assessment due printing the tax bill in August because we are in September. So is that department okay to delay one to print the tax bill?
Yes, I did have a conversation with them today, and it's going to be a problem for them.
No? How about the school board? Because you will delay the collection and deliver the money to them. Are they have concern about that?
I haven't had a conversation with them.
Anthony?
Yeah, the school levies are normally not remitted until December, I believe, and then again in the new year. But we can follow up with the school board and have those discussions.
Any other councilor? Okay, seeing that, nothing further, call the question, all those in favor? Carried. Thank you. With that, I'd like to call for adjournment. Deputy Mayor Valentino, Councilor Colburn, all those in favor?
Reviewed.